Shalom Yashrala, this is your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and their will. And citation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here article real quick, which was kind of funny. That I was looking at, how they say checking the temperature or measuring the times with this. All right, or what's really being said between the lines, man. All right, and the scriptures speak about this multitudes in the valley of decisions. All right, so it says EU state may introduce compulsory military service for women. All right, now at a point in time that we're living it now, where women want to be equal to men, they want to be in the same playing field. You know, this is one of those questions you have to ask these women that be talking about equality, anything a woman could do or anything a man can do, a woman can do. You know, and they're just like men and everything else like that. It's like, and they want all this equality. Well, how about getting set up for the draft? All right, going to the war, going to the front lines. There's not a a big group of women saying that they want to be treated equally and going, into the battlefield, signing up to go fight in the war with Russia and Ukraine. All right, you don't have these things that's going on, but hey, the times that we're coming into, or the times that we're in right now, all right, it's the beginning of wars and rumors of wars. All right, hey, World War III is going to take place, man. All right, and again, Lord's will get the scripture, but it says multitudes in the valley of decisions, man. All right, so hey, men, women, and children are going to be all, in that big, massive meat grinder, man. All going to be sacrificed, man. All right, the scriptures speak about that. I forgot where I believe it's, but Ezekiel, we can find it though, about calling all the birds, to the field. All right, so it says the EU state may introduce compulsory military service for women. It says Danish Minister of Defense insists the move is necessary to enable the country to protect itself from Russia. All right, what is that saying? When you read between the lines of these things, man. All right, they understand that. Look, man, this isn't how do I say? Hang on one second. All right, slack here. All right, but nevertheless, let's get back to this. Going into this here article again. It's like I done lost my train of thought. Let me fix this real quick. All right. Anyway, let's just jump into this here article. It says women should be available for conscriptions. Now, again, this is just pretty much like how we have the draft, a requirement, right? So women should be available for conscriptions into the Danish Armed Forces. Defense Minister Jacob Ellemann Jensen insisted on Wednesday. I know what the point I was trying to make was the fact of, looking at the times and seeing where we're at. All right, these things are all being built up for the times that we're coming into. All right, it's not like, these people, they have in their minds, these proud ass Americans have in their mind, oh, we'll never go to war with Russia. They don't want to go. They don't want the smoke. They don't want this. They don't want that. They have all these different things that's going on. But what are all the signs showing you, man? All right, about the nations that are, and this is all prophecy about the nations that are preparing for war, conducting these military drills. All that shit costs money, man. All right, the logistics for all these things. All right, stirring up numbers to go into the military and things like that, man. All these other nations are gathering more and more, how do you say, servicemen and women to the battlefield, man. So you think they're just sitting over here getting all these troops for what reason? Just to sit there and flex, man? No, they're getting them ready for war, man. You go back to what was that, D-Day and Normandy and things like that, man. You seen them people that was rolling up on them damn beaches. They was getting mowed down just before the boat doors even open, man. All right, so hey, in this point in time, it's gonna be an even greater slaughter, man. All right, so it says where are we at? Women should be able to be available for conscriptions to the Danish Armed Forces. Defense Minister Jacob Ellemann Jensen insisted on Wednesday, arguing that the current state of the country's military does not allow for it to properly defend itself. So again, reading between the lines, what are they saying? Hey, for us to be able to properly defend ourselves, we need more troops. All right, and we don't need it for no small skirmish. We're how do I say, we're preparing for a a long drawn out battle, man. All right, a long drawn out war. All right, it's the difference between, you looking at the weatherman and the news and everything else like that that's popping up, and the weatherman is telling you, hey, look, there's going to be some light showers tomorrow versus there's going to be a hurricane tomorrow, man. All right, you plan accordingly, you plan differently for the two different events, man. All right, it says in an interview with TV2, the official stated that Denmark can no longer afford to rely only on volunteers and insisted that everyone, including women, should be eligible for compulsory military service and that the size of the Danish army should be increased. All right, and say, hey, a lot of these women thought that they could be strong, independent, they don't need no man. All these different things, anything that they could do, they could be like a man, be equal. Hey, guess what? It's funny that, and in all these times that we're living in now, it's funny how the Most High is actually blessing these people with all the things that they really desire. A lot of these people want all this here fame and attention and everything else. Like a lot of these women, they want to go and start, OnlyFans and everything. They want all this fame and attention, and then it gets out. All right, then they wind up losing their job, their family disown them and everything. But look, what did they want? They wanted attention. They wanted people to see them. All right, but the Most High wound up showing it to people that didn't want to see them. These women wanted to be treated equal. They wanted to be treated just like a man and everything else like that. All right, well, now it's time for war. Your ass gonna get out there and fight just like those men go out there and fight, man. All right. It says the minister stated that Denmark, as well as his neighbors and allies, face a common enemy in the face of Russia, which he claims will wage war on Europe if it is allowed to succeed in Ukraine. Moscow must lose, Elleman Jensen stated. So again, what are they really saying here, man? All right, their plan is to do what? For Moscow or Russia to lose, all right, to capitulate, regime change, and everything else like that. But you're talking about a nuclear state, man. All right, they have nukes over there. So you think that they're going to sit there because they understand. It's like, well, look, if we lose this, it's not just a small battle that we lose. We're about to lose everything over here. So, hey, they're going to pretty much oust us and hijack our country. So we're going to sit here and defend it all the way to the end, even if it comes to a nuclear attack, man. Even if it comes to World War III, y'all going to keep bringing in more and more troops to help aid Ukraine and everything. All right, well, we'll wind up waging war on all y'all nations, man. And so these nations are smart enough to realize we need to start preparing now for battle, man. All right, they don't have the same mindset that you goddamn simple ass Americans have over here. Oh, it ain't gonna be like that. It ain't gonna be like. Hey, man, a lot of you Americans should be worried about that. Hey, look, man, I got sons and daughters, or brothers, and so on and so forth in the military. Y'all need to be getting up out of there because I think we're gonna be going to World War III soon. Especially them talking about sending tanks and shit, F-16s over there, man. All right, so hey, this is something that you should be having in the back of your mind or the front of your mind. All right, saying, look, shit could get real wild out here, man. I seen a video of a chick how. It was somebody did a video on this chick who was in the military. She would be posting up, twerking in her uniform, talking about how good of a time she having and all these different things. Come to find out she's about to go on a deployment, and they showed a video of the girl crying to me how it wasn't fair. Oh, but you wanted all the perks of being in the military, saying you was a soldier and all these things when you had it all cushion and everything. But when it was time to go over there and fight, you didn't want to, how do I say, stand up to those options. All right. So it says the minister, the minister stated that Denmark, as well as his neighbors and allies, we've read that. It says Denmark's current law permits the armed forces to forcibly conscript all physically fit men over the age of 18, with service typically lasting between 4 and 12 months. So again, these women talking about something they equal, they want to be treated the same as men. All right, y'all have to listen to your words and things like that, man. All right, because people are so just on these blanket statements, oh, everybody should be treated fair and equally. Should they all be treated fair and equally? So somebody that's a mass murderer going around killing folks, you don't think he should be locked up? Or do you think that, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you should be locked up? You see what I'm saying? Well, what are you saying? A law-abiding citizen is, you don't be breaking no laws out there. You don't go get locked up. But then you got crazy psychopaths. You will want to lock that person up. You don't want to treat them both the same way, right? Have them either both locked up or have them both free, right? But hey, this is what they've been asking for, and guess what? The Most High is answering their prayers, man. I want to be treated like men treated. Men can do it. I can do it. All right, well, hey, if you want to, if you want to take, this here role, you got to take the full responsibility. All right, it's just like a little kid. A little kid say, hey, I want to be able to not have no curfew. I want to be able to go do my own thing and this and that. Growing up in the house. So, all right, you can have your own, but look, you can't have it in my house. So you need to go get your own house. Go get your own shit. You want your own curfew? It come with, hey, you got to pay a rent or a mortgage, or you got to be living with somewhere else. You can't be living here. All right. It was like, well, I just wanted to be able to stay out all night. Well, shit, it comes with, a bill attached to it. And in order to pay that bill, you got to have a job. In order to have a job, you got to have some type of discipline to be able to keep up with your schedule, man. So it's a lot more that goes inside of it. You can't just say, oh, hey, I want to stay up whenever and not have, the associated costs to go along with it. It says, however, due to a large number of volunteers who typically represent more than 96% of the country's active servicemen, the number of conscripts actually serving in the army remains relatively low and account for less than 1% of the Danish armed forces. Meanwhile, women account for 17% of all personnel in the Danish military. Elleman Jensen says he believes that there should be more of them and stated that the armed forces would benefit from more women, noting that the move would also allow the country to meet NATO's membership obligations. Hey, that sounds fair to me. All right, but guess what? Most women are going to be upset with this type of language. Now they always want to be included. They want to be treated the same. They want all these different things. But now they're saying, look, you know what? We think that the military would benefit from having more women into the military. We think that y'all should be included into these things. Guess who the only people that's unhappy with that statement is going to be? The women. I don't want to go. I don't want to be treated the same. I want to be a housewife. You know, the quickest way to get your woman to be in line and be in the kitchen and cooking some goddamn shit and raising some kids is, hey, send her ass over to the war. Hey, you about to be drafted to go over to the military. At that point in time, guess what? She's going to revert back to, factory reset. Nah, I want to be in the kitchen baking pies and shit, making sandwiches and shit, man. All right, because they don't want to go out to that damn battlefield, man. All right. It says the minister's announcement comes after the matter of fact, we're not gonna read that. But they just pretty much fulfilling their role and adding up to, NATO's GDP, NATO spending. Their investment to NATO. All right. So now let's grab some scriptures real quick. All right, because hey, man, this is ultimately what's gonna be the end all be all, man. A great sacrifice. The second Ezra 16 and 4. Well, let me start at 17. Let me just start at 17. It says, woe is me who will deliver me in those days. The beginning of, so yeah, just think about that. Woe is me who will deliver me in those days. Put yourself in the mindset, you watch a lot of these military movies. What is that? Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down. All right, you put yourself in them shoes of them people like that, man. All right, you Black Hawk Down, man. You surrounded by the enemy. It's just bullets flying all over your goddamn head, man. All right, what was that? Enemy of the State. You know what I'm saying? Or not Enemy of the State. What's that other movie? Rules of Engagement. I think that's still dealing with Black Hawk Down, but nevertheless, Saving Private Ryan and shit like that, man. All right, Normandy and D-Day on the beaches and Normandy, you just gunfire all over the place. Put yourself in that mindset and everything else like that, man. Guarantee you had some men that were so-called macho men before they went to war, wasn't scared of this, wasn't scared, a regular manly man, all right, down there in them trenches, shitting himself, man, on them boats. You know what I'm saying? On them U-boats, and all you hear is doom, 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 doom. Bullet shells hitting that fucking door, knowing as soon as that door open, man, hey, as soon as you see the door open, the whole rank in front of you get mowed down. Then a rank in front behind them get mowed down, and it's you next. All you seeing is his bodies all over the place, man. You think that them men wasn't scared, man? You think that they wasn't like, woe is me, who gonna deliver me in them days, saying their last prayers to whoever they believe in, man? All right, hey, this is the reality of these so-called women. This is that great divide, man. You can have all these different complaints and all this bullshit that you have in a first, you have first world problems, man. You know what I'm saying? You could be talking about all the mistreatment that women have here in America and how they ain't treated. Like, look at the level that we all living on. So, like, I mean, of course you can complain about some little petty ass bullshit like this. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, you're really in a decent spot, man. All right, you just it's like you laying in a big ass comfortable ass bed. You got AC and everything else like that. But you mad that you done rolled over into a cold spot of the bed. Like, bruh. But you inside, you're not outside like laying on some cold ass concrete in the middle of a goddamn snowstorm. There's a difference here, man. All right, you can complain about, you rolled over into a cold spot because it's a first world fucking problem, man. All right, but talk about homeless people or you know what I'm saying? That ain't the same problem as a so-called, not to say we say regular people problems, but hey, this is what these women are about to see what it's like, man, being a man and everything else like that. Not just talking about the women, all right, but the fact that the article talking about them trying to be up into the military and everything else like that, man. The day of the Lord is dark and no light in it, man. All right, so we coming into some times. Well, let me read it again. Woe is me who will deliver me in those days. All right, because there's no light in these days, man. It's gonna be just straight. Well, let's read the next verse. It says the beginning of sorrows, right? It's gonna be bad times, man. All right, ill times is coming up, man. The beginning of famine and great death. All right. So again, you just think about World War I, World War II, man. All right, and Vietnam and all these different conflicts and things that was going on. All right, hey, the scripture says it's gonna be a time like never before since there was a nation even into the same time. All right, now it's rough and hard for these women to be in the military and everything. You can go on YouTube and watch, look up, women in the military or sexy women in the military, attractive, hot women in the military and everything else like that. It looked good when you watching them. They all marching at the little parades. Like, oh, damn, they kind of straight. Look at all them. There's some baddies over there and everything else like that. Guess what the worst time to be one of them little baddies is when you're not walking in no parade. You're not on display, but when you actually out in the battlefield, man. All right, and your whole goddamn, what you call it is your whole, people you deploy with your whole squad is all down and the enemy got you surrounded and shit like that, man. All right, and they're like, oh, we got us a little live one out here, man. What do you think they're gonna do to you before they before they off your ass, man? All right, or these female police cops, right? To put it in that perspective. It's all fine and dandy being a police cop, a female police cop, when you always got a male partner, you're gonna always call for backup, but don't ever show up to a situation, some live shit that's popping off. You got a bunch of different men, brawling and everything else like that, and you have to defend yourself. You all surrounded. Them women revert back to their factory goddamn default setting when they ain't got their backup and everything. Let's say they, at a fucking bar fight with a bunch of bikers and shit like that, and all of a sudden, they just so happen to be driving down the street, see some shit happening. Now they're in the middle of a big ass brawl. The last thing that they thinking about is, oh, I'm empowered, I'm a female, I got my gun on me. All that shit go out the woodwork because, hey, you got to be able to have the strength to be able to pull that gun out, man. When you got a bunch of big ass biker dudes around you about to have their way with your ass, man. Guess what guess the thoughts that's going through this here woman's mind is, man. She reverted back to her goddamn natural default setting. I got to look, these men about to have their way with me because I'm a woman. All right, so hey, it's not that pretty. That's the point in time where they don't want to be so-called treated equal as men. They're gonna be looking out for help, and guarantee, man, these women ain't gonna be on the battlefield or as a female police officer when they need backup and help, hoping that the female backup squad is coming to get them. Man, ain't no female police officer gonna go into a biker brawl. You know what I'm saying? It's this big ass bar or some shit like that, and all kind of shit popping off, and she looking for backup. And then another 2 or 3 squad cars of females pull up, man. She gonna be disappointed as fuck, man. What the fuck, man? Why don't y'all send a group of guys to come help me out, man? All right, but hey, this is, hey, these women wanted the equality, and this is what they getting right now, man. All right, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? All right, so hey, the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. All right, the beginning of wars, man. All right, people just getting mowed down, man. All right, you on a battlefield seeing some women chopped in half by 50 cows, man. Miniguns just going through a whole platoon of just women, man. Just titties and feet, arms, legs, and hair all over the goddamn spot, man. All right, that's not gonna be a pretty sight no more, man. All right, but hey, just also imagine you become they got a term called POWs, prisoners of wars. What you think happened? You think is, they probably do some fucked up shit to the men that's over there, but what do you think they do to the women before they do some fucked up shit to them, man? More fucked up shit to them, should I say, man? All right, so hey, it's not gonna be pretty, man. All right, and in this here war of wars, this is gonna be the last war, man. All right, so all these nations, the Lord's gonna put it onto all these nations to ramp up the numbers, man. The final war, the final war of all wars, man. All right. It says, behold, famines, plagues, and tribulation, and anguish are sent for a scourge. But for all of these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. That's another thing to think about, man. All right, all this here talk of war and rumors of wars and everything else like that, man. You got these women that's still out there telling them, I don't need no man, and I'm equal as a man. I can do anything a man do. Hey, man, like I said, you want to change that whole vibration here in America? Talk about mandatory military enrollment for women. All right, starting at 18. You know what I'm saying? Or the women are now a part of the draft. From this age to this age, women can be drafted too, man. Guarantee housewives is going to skyrocket, man. You're going to see an abundance of women becoming pregnant. Talking about something they want to be locked down, settle down with a man, be married, get pregnant, and they're going to have their ass in the kitchen cooking breakfast, making sandwiches, and making dinner, man. Because that's where they're going to want to be at. They don't want to be out on the battlefield fighting these men, man. But hey, this is what it's going to be. All right? This is, let me get that in Joel real quick. Matter of fact, do I want to read this first? We'll just go ahead and grab this. Let me get Joel. We'll come back to that. This is Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say, I am strong. All right. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. So, hey, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men of war. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So, hey, get ready for war, man. Train them all up. Get everybody ready to go to war, man. And really, in a time of battle, just, again, going back to World War II, and they talk about how they was just low on numbers, and they was just grabbing up dudes and giving them rifles. Some of them ain't even, fuck it, we didn't give you a rifle. You're going to die before you hit the damn battlefield anyway, man. We just need numbers to be thrown at it just to wear them out so that, we can get them to run out of a clip of goddamn ammo so we can send in the next rank of dudes in while they over there reloading. Y'all ass is just cannon fodder, man. All right. So it says, jump down to verse 12. It says, let the heathen be awakened. Come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit and judge all the heathen round about. put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, and the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. It says multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decisions. So, hey, multitudes, multitudes in that big meat grinder of people just getting chopped up, man. Like I said, we got weapons way more advanced than they had back in them olden days. So just imagine, man. All right, you got a platoon full of people just getting mowed down. Just a battlefield full of bodies, man. All right, that's gonna be. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab that now in Ezekiel. Let me see if I can find this. I believe it's Ezekiel 38, though. Where are we at? Ezekiel 38. Maybe it's 39. Yeah, here we go. Ezekiel 39. I'm gonna start at verse 17. We'll read on verse 21. All right. Matter of fact, let me come back to this real quick. Let me find this other precept. This is gonna be in the book of Jeremiah, verse 23, 50 and 20. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 21. Jeremiah 50 and 21, it says, go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith Yahweh, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. It says, the sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. All right, how was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Point I want to grab is verse 22. It says, the sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. So, hey, this is going to be that time of the day of the Lord, man. That day where it's gonna be multitudes in the valley of decision. So you're gonna be in World War III. All right, going back Ezekiel 39 and 17. It says, and thou son of man, going into the multitudes, man. That big meat grinder. It says, and thou son of man, thus saith Yahweh power, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice, that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that you may eat the flesh and drink blood. It's going to be a massive sacrifice that the Lord is preparing. You shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, of goats, of bullocks, and all the fatling of Bashan. All right. So, hey, man, looking at World War III, you're going to have all these different nations that's going to be over there, right? It says, you shall eat and be fat. You shall eat till you be full. So, like, you shall eat fat till you be full and drink blood till you be drunken of my sacrifice, which I have sacrificed for you. And you shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots and my mighty men with all the men of war, saith Yahweh. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed in the hand that I have laid upon them. All right. The point up here was, the fact of the matter of this great sacrifice, right? So, hey, just like here, we can see, where is it? Let me see. Where is that at? Let me see if I can find this precept. This is Amos 5 and 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. And going into, these women that go into the military and things like that, man. Why you really want to go in the military? It's not because you want to go in there because you want to be a soldier and everything else like that, man. You want to fight because this is what you're about to get, man. It's going to be that great sacrifice, that big culling of people. There's another precept I want to grab. Let me see if I can find this. It's 2nd Ezra. I want to say it's 16. Yeah, this is it right here. Let me just start here at verse 33. 2nd Ezra 16 to 33. The virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. And in their war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right. So, hey, there's going to be it's going to be a massive shortage of men. All right, and this is going into that Isaiah 4:1, 7 women shall take hold of one man. All right, this is gonna be that great humbling experience, man. All right, you're gonna have a shortage of men, first of all, because a lot of men gonna wind up dying. Multitudes in the valley of decision. A lot of men gonna wind up dying from what? Being in that meat grinder, man. Being in the battles of war. All right, but not just men. There's gonna be a lot of women dying as well too, man. A lot of women gonna get sent over there and wind up dying off, man. All right, then you're gonna also have a lot of women that's gonna try to, like Isaiah 4:1 say, hey, we'll eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. All right, this is going to be trying to get with the men of the Lord. And this, again, like I said, when these things really, when reality set in, all right, it's like, look, there's no more time for fun and games and all these things. Hey, we can't be sitting here thinking about what we want to do for our own life and fun and games and all these different things like that at a time like this where, hey, it's World War III going on outside, man. Hey, America could fall and no longer exist. It ain't no time for you to be going to watch the Kardashians, go to your beauty pageant show, go to a basketball game. We don't give a fuck about no NBA or NFL players. We need soldiers, bro. That's gonna be the number one thing on everybody's mind at that point in time, man. All the rest of the stuff is gonna be out the window at that point in time, man. So when they start looking for more and more people to be into the service, guess who's gonna be trying to weasel their way up out of those things, man? Guess who's gonna be looking for a hedge, man? Guess who's gonna be, especially, hey, if you got a man, is you a woman, you got a man that's in the military, and he wound up getting chopped up and getting killed out there. You get that flag and knock on the door and that flag folded up and everything. You think that type of woman's gonna be like, you know what? Let me go sign up and go over there. No, hell no. She's gonna be trying the worst, the most to how do I say, not have to be called to go over there, man. All right, but hey, nevertheless, this is what they wanted. This is what they're gonna get, man. All right, but like the scriptures say, multitudes in the valley of decisions, man. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.